All right, good morning. I'm at the marina. I'm getting ready to leave the dock, but before I do that, I wanted to go over just kind of what I do to tie up my boat and talk about the situation here at this particular marina. So you can see here, this is my shared slip. So it's a 2-boat slip. And I only have 2 tie-up points, one at the bow and one at the stern. So with only 2 tie-up points, what I found was that the boat didn't sit in the slip straight. It would usually be at an angle, mostly with the bow out. And so what I did was, with the marina owner's permission, of course, is I added a carabiner here to the dock, and then added a 3rd line that keeps the bow straight. So here you can see this is my carabiner that I've added to the dock, and that gives me a 3rd point to tie up to. The other thing I did is I added bungees to all my lines. That's because I was out here during a couple really bad storms, and just saw the boat just not just rocking, but kind of jerking on the lines because they don't have a lot of give. And so, I decided to add these bungees just to give the boat a little bit of a gentler ride. I do not want to break off my horn cleats because they take a lot of load. So the marina here requires the use of 1/2-inch dock lines, and that's because of the severe winds that are pretty common out here. Gusts up to 70 miles an hour. And so we have these really big 1/2-inch dock lines. What I showed up with was these from Bass Pro Shops. These, when they saw these, they were like, oh, no, 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 those will not do. So I had to upgrade all my lines. All right, so the problem I encountered with these 1/2-inch dock lines is that this will not go through the hole in the center of the horn cleat, which is the typical way of tying to the boat. So you go through the hole in the center, over the top of the horn cleat, and then pull it tight. And with those 1/2-inch dock lines, the hole in the center of the horn cleat just isn't big enough. So the alternative method that I use with these large dock lines is you pull the loop up, and then you give it a twist, and then you pass it over the horn cleat and pull it tight. And so that's worked really good. I've been doing that for a while now with these 1/2-inch lines, and I have not had any issues. So another requirement at this marina is that they require larger fenders. So I showed up with these, which look perfectly adequate when there's no wind, but when it's really blowing and the boat is rocking, they really don't give it the protection that it needs. So the marina here requires that each boat have at least one big fender, which is this one right here. And you can see the difference between the fenders that I bought. And so, it's actually been great. Now, it has come off the boat during storms. It actually unlatched itself, and I found it way over on the shore on the other side of the marina cove. And so that's why I've started tying it to the lifeline stanchion. And so I think what I'm going to do next season is I'm going to get a 2nd one. And so instead of having these small ones here, I'm just going to have 2 of the really big ones. The only problem that I've had with the big fender is that it doesn't fit in the locker where I store all the rest of my fenders. So it has to go in the cabin, which it takes up a lot of room. So, I'd really like to find a way to leave the fenders at the dock. And so I'm going to think about that, I think, over the off season and see if I can come up with some alternatives. So the other issue that I've been having with the fenders is that, they're all tied to the lifelines. And so the lifelines have been getting stretched out, and they're just really taking a beating. So I'm going to replace them this year on the off season. And then I'm going to have a large fender here next year and a large fender over there. And I'm hoping I can either eliminate the middle one, or, that it'll just take a lot of having the larger fenders will take a lot of the pressure off the middle one. And so not as much wear and tear on the lifelines. And so what I'll do is I'll probably tie the larger fenders to the stanchions here and over there. As always, I hope this is helpful, and thanks for watching.